Three rabbis walk out onto a stage. It does sound like the beginning of a joke. But instead, our collective presence with you today is in fact a message.
Everyone in this audience connects to Israel in a deeply personal way. It might have to do with where you grew up, your family background, or your earliest memories of the Jewish state. I'm an Orthodox rabbi who grew up in part of upstate New York that had many more cows than Jews. No joke. At least it seemed that way to me. You see, my parents are German Jewish refugees, and we're in the cattle. Let's start again. My parents are German Jewish refugees in the cattle business, and we had dairy farms. And my earliest memory associated with Israel was from my father. He encouraged our neighbors, our clients, who were mainly Methodist, Baptist, Lutheran, to buy Israel bonds. And he said it would be the greatest investment for themselves and for the Jewish state. I went to study at a yeshiva in Israel when I was 18. The year was 1982. Israel was at war with terrorists in Lebanon, and one by one, my new Israeli friends and their classmates, they were called up to serve. And when one, and then another, and still others died defending our collective right to safely live in the Jewish state, I gained a very different understanding of what patriotism is, of service, and of the precious nature of Israel and life itself.
I'm a Reform rabbi who grew up surfing the waves off the shores of Southern California. I had my bar mitzvah shortly after the Six-Day War. I remember watching the drama unfold on TV in a country far, far away, but somehow feeling a part of what was going on. My junior year of college, I studied at Hebrew University. It was the year of the raid on Entebbe, and the nation was bursting with pride at the notion that Israel and the Jewish people didn't have to look to others to save the hostages of Flight 139. Instead, Israel had, with ingenuity and skill, saved the day. It was pride I shared. During my studies, I had the great privilege to learn from one of our people's most inspiring rabbis, Rabbi David Hartman, Zichrono Livracha, an Orthodox man whose love of our people and our heritage led me to pursue my own rabbinate.
I am a conservative rabbi who moved around a lot growing up. I went to college in Minneapolis. To pay for college, I worked full-time at an automotive warehouse. The Jewish owners of the business not only encouraged me to go to Israel, they paid for my ticket. When I returned to the University of Minnesota, I searched for a way to express my love for Israel back here in the States. My Hillel rabbi showed me that way, sending me to the AIPAC policy conference my junior year. Now I bring my own children here with me because I believe that the best way to give them the tools to advocate for Israel on campus is to come to the AIPAC policy conference while they are still in high school. Perhaps one of my strongest memories of Israel comes from more recent experience. A year ago, just after Hamas had shot more than 1,400 rockets and missiles into civilian population centers, the three of us joined other American Jewish leaders in Israel. We visited the communities hardest hit and uttered the words of Misha Berach, prayers of healing, over the hospital beds of those recovering from the wounds of war. With the words of healing on our lips, we stood together.
We stood that day, and we stand today as colleagues and good friends. But not just that, we stand together united in our common love for Kol Yisrael, all of Israel. We stand together in recognition of our precious tiny homeland and the fulfillment of Isaiah's ancient dream that the nation of Israel would one day become a light unto the nations, an or lagoyim, a bastion of decency, of freedom and hope.
We stand together in acknowledgement of the blessings that come to us as Americans, duty-bound to participate in this great experiment known as representative democracy, obligated to live out the dream of generations who taught us that a better world only comes about when we partner with God to make our world a better place.
And we stand together and acknowledge that our rich tradition not only records but celebrates the minority opinion. You all know the saying, 2 Jews, 3 opinions. We stand together to acknowledge that Jewish life is not about singing in unison, but rather singing together in harmony.
We stand together in gratitude and thanksgiving for the principles which guide AIPAC and make the organization the most effective means for ensuring the continued friendship between 2 great nations which seek to bring strength, security, and peace to our world.
We stand together not to assert the perfect nature of any country, for there is none, but rather we stand together to engage with all of you as proud pro-Israel Americans in political action, which helps to ensure there will always be an America and an Israel for us to work to perfect. As rabbis from 3 major branches of our community, we are proud to work with AIPAC to secure a strong Israel.
And so we invite each of you, representing a vast array of backgrounds and beliefs, religions and stories of your own, to ask for the blessing of peace on the United States of America, on the state of Israel, and on our world. Oseh Shalom Bimromav.
We ask he who makes peace in high places.
Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu.
May the Holy One make peace for us.
Ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Grant peace to all Israel and all the world, and let us all together say,
Amen.